Hey guys, Jason the Angry War Gamer here, and I thought I'd give you a little update on what I've kind of been up to lately, and a little quick tip for like basing and whatnot. So, I decided to start a new army for a kind of like a Brotherhood of the Brush challenge at a local store, and I don't normally do bases. I normally buy my resin bases, but I thought I'd give you guys a little quick way of doing some bases. So, obviously, it's your sand and rocks. If you take a look at that, focus. Anyway, so what I did is I put a thin layer of sand on there. It's just a fine grain GW sand. And then these rocks are aquarium rocks that you can buy at a pet shop. So I just went through and found some different types of rocks and put them together. Now, when doing basing, I was told that you always want to keep an odd number of things on the base. Because I'm going to be adding flock to these, you kind of have to go a little bit even. So, you know, 2 piles of rocks, and then you would put some flock somewhere on the base after you painted them up. But yeah, so that's the start of these. It's real easy. I just take some glue, water it down a little bit, spread it across the base, add the sand. If it's not enough sand, like this has some spots on it, you can, the painting would fix it up. If you want a little bit thicker, if you want like a small like hill on it, you just would build up from there after it would dry. So I'm going to show you some finished bases. Whoa, sorry for dropping that. Some finished bases and kind of get an idea. So keeping along with the odd number, someone on my Instagram actually told me this. Keeping an odd number of things on the base, like here, this one for example, when it's painted up, you have the rock and 2 spots of grass. So that's 3. Keeps the base kind of interesting, very simple. You don't want to go overdo it on the bases. Again, the rocks, try to be like different about it. Like you notice some of the rock placements for these are different, or somewhat, you know, they're going to be different across the different bases. So that's that for that. I can go over a tutorial on painting these up. If you guys want it, let me know. It's pretty simple. It's, you know, you prime it, you base coat it a color, then you dry brush it a couple different colors, and then you add the grass. So yeah, so kind of give you an idea of what I've been working on. Yep, I've been working on some ogres. So let's see if I can get zoomed in there. There we go. There's the bases. There's the ogres. I was kind of going for kind of like a standard like ogre look. I want to dull down metals. So there's no highlighting on the metals, it's just a wash over the metals to kind of give it that rustier type of look. Yeah, I've been working on shading the skin. I'm having a hard time with shading from like the highlight here and then have it shaded down across the model. I understand what people, when I asked for advice, people were telling me I understand the concept behind it. For some reason, I just can't grasp it when putting it on a model. There's one of them. Whoops. Got paint all over my table. I gotta clean that up. Anyway, here's another one. Some grayish hair. Kind of like that. I'm gonna do a tutorial on leather. You guys can see that. On how I paint my leather. It took me actually a really long time to figure out how to paint leather. So I thought maybe I should do a little bit of tutorial on that. So I never freehand anything, like ever, never have. But I think I'm gonna start doing it. That symbol on there is just freehanded on, it's not a decal. First time actually painting a banner. So I think I'm going to be doing that a lot more. You got a little, oh, I kind of want to focus in on this real quick. See if I can get it. So I wanted to try something a little bit different. I wanted like a little worn, tattered thing. So with the shield, I went Tin Bits undercoat. Then I dry brushed the whole thing with a bolt gun metal, like a black metal, darkish metal. And then I kind of went through and, well, when you see things that are kind of wearing down, the paint kind of wears down. And there's a lot of techniques for doing weathering with hairspray and chipping and that kind of stuff. So this is my little take on doing it with just paints instead of hairspray and salt. So what I did is I dry brushed it metal, the bolt gun metal. Then I went through with color and I stippled in color where I wanted the color. So it looked like it was torn off, ripped off. And then I kind of went back and highlighted with the bolt gun after I washed it first after the first bolt gun. And then I went back and dry brushed it in like certain spots with a highlighted part of the metal, and then I added the color onto it. So that's how I did that. It came out really cool. I don't know how it will look on a larger scale, but it looks pretty good there. And then, yeah, there's this guy. Focusing on it. The blonde hair was actually really easy. I used to struggle with it. It's just a foundation from the old line, the Foundation Ochre, and a Devlin Mud wash on it. So that's the blonde hair on that. And there's the bases. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Keep an eye out for some better angles. I'm just shooting this on like my phone. But I did get some new equipment, so keep an eye out for better angles and some better tutorials in the future. And thanks for watching, and hope you guys like this and subscribe. Thanks again.